What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a new video on the channel. Welcome to the top 5 fastest cars in Forza Horizon 5. Now, I made a video like this back on Horizon 4 like over 2 years ago, so I was like, you know what, let's try and do it for this game. I feel like it's time to actually try and do it for this game as well. We've had the last fast car that was added into the game, like really fast car to make it to the top 5, was a very, very long time ago. So I was like, you know what, I feel like we're probably done with them adding cars into this game that would probably make this list. If in the future they decide to do that, I guess this list will slightly change, but I don't think, as of right now, the 14th of December, over 2 years after the game's release, they're actually going to do anything like that. Regardless, if they do, that'll be kind of cool. But, like I said in today's video, I'm going to be checking out the top 5 fastest cars in Forza Horizon 5. And I wanted to give a quick shout out to a guy called Dom. He is, not only is he a Forza Horizon 5, I'll call him an expert, because he does a lot of stuff to do with tunes and leaderboards and stuff like that. And he's also a mod in my Discord. Well, I made him a mod in my Discord because he's always helpful with everything. So, shout out to him for giving me the tunes for all these cars, because he's made them all. And also for helping me out with the list to put it together. I kind of knew vaguely what the cars were, but he basically put the list together for me. Now at number 5, we have this, the Lamborghini Diablo GTR. This is one of the fastest cars in the game. This is actually the number 5th car in this game for the fastest cars in the game. And I also made a bit of a track. Oh yeah, also, I'm going to give a quick disclaimer, I guess, at the start of this. There are multiple ways of getting these cars to go faster than what you're seeing in this video. There's different exploits and different little bugs and things that you could do to get the cars to go faster. You can get them to slightly wheelie or bounce on the ground with your front end, and you can get them to go faster. You can bring them down the mountain sometimes and you can get them to go faster. You can bring them on an event lab event where you just have a ramp going downhill. That could make them go faster. But this is just straight up from the start of the highway to the bottom of the highway, basically. And that's it, right? There's nothing else to it. It's just that. I also made an event here because I wanted to get rid of all the traffic, to try and get rid of, I guess, to try to save myself a little bit of time. But this also got rid of the actual ramp that's here, the danger sign. So that's alright as well. It doesn't really matter too much. But like I said, there's so many little ways to get your cars to go faster. But in this video, I'm going to show you guys just the very basic cars and the way they go and how fast they actually end up going for my video. So like I said, also gets rid of that ramp over there. So we'll see what it's like. And if you want to optimize everything, just like Dom said, if you want to have everything as perfect as possible in conditions, what you would want to do is play in free roam and have like proper handling tunes for these cars and go as far back as you possibly can, so you can get the longest possible run up. And then once you get to the highway, you can change tune back to this top speed tune and have a proper go at it. But I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to be that sweaty for today's video, and I feel like it's going to take a long time for me to just do all of that. So what I want to do is I want to just head down the highway, try to squeeze out as much speed as I possibly can, and see if I can get this thing to rip up around that corner. Yeah, and then just hoon it and see what sort of speeds we get. Like I said, there's little hops and little bumps on the highway like that that'll get you to wheelie. Some cars will benefit more than others, but all of them benefit from a little bit of bouncing. I feel like they end up going a little bit quicker. You'll go like 1 or 2 miles an hour quicker, right, by doing it. Like I said, at number 5 we have the Diablo GTR. All the share codes should be up on the screen as well. I feel like I messed that one up. Let's go back. See, like that hop, because I went slightly sideways in it, I kind of messed my cars up. Slow down a bit too much. So again, try to keep as much speed as possible for these. It's never going to be perfect. There's always going to be like small ways you can go a little bit quicker before you get to this one here where it's slightly downhill, but you'll see the full potential of the car when you're going downhill. 290, 291, 292, 293. And we're done at 293 miles an hour. Also, if you're asking why am I not turning to the left, if I turn to the left, it'll slow me down. So basically, you make it all the way downhill until you hit your limit and then you crash into the barrier. So 293 miles an hour goes to the Diablo GTR at number 5. Now at number 4 we have this, the Rimac Concept 2. Now this again is a really fast car. I remember they added it into the game and I don't think it beats, I think the Rimac Nevera I think beats this thing on acceleration if I remember correctly, but it doesn't beat it at top speed. So this still has the higher top speed of the two cars. So it's at number 4. This also can go a little bit faster than what its speed actually claims to be in this video, if you bring it on special surfaces and stuff like that. But like I said, for right now, I will just be taking it out on this, just on this straight run down the highway, and we'll see what we can get with it. But this should be a little bit quicker than the Diablo. Not by much, only a little bit. Like I said, I've tested all these cars out myself as well before even making this video, so I know what they're like and I know sort of what kind of speeds I'm aiming to get. But yeah, they all do a stupid amount of speed, and this one's gonna be funny because it's gonna be complete silence from this car. It also I think has a significant amount more power than the Diablo as well. It's just the power delivery is so odd with this car. It's just so different. It's a little bit more entertaining to drive. It's just silent. It just makes it kind of funny to drive. Okay, let's try to send it as fast as possible here over the roundabout. There are like rocks and things that could get in the way. If it doesn't really slow you down too much, there's no point of going back again. But okay, that was okay. Could have gone maybe a little bit faster. Maybe 280 around the roundabout would probably do it just right. We're keeping a steady speed of 291, 292. Okay, so you can see it's already a tiny bit faster than the Diablo. That slowed me down too much. That slowed me down too much. As soon as I see my speed drop by like 3 or 4 miles an hour, I have to like restart it. It will end up slowing down regardless. Yeah, it will end up slowing down regardless with like hops and stuff like that and when you're turning. So as long as you're being smooth with it, as smooth as you possibly can, then you should be fine. But again, it's really difficult to make everything just straight up perfect. I even made the weather for this track just perfect. You can try it for yourselves. It's just called the top speed, top speed test or something like that. You'll see now the top speed of this thing is going downhill, 294, just scraping 295 with this car. So just scraping it. So it's not bad. It's a little bit quicker. That's why I put this thing at number 4. It's a little bit quicker to even get to its top speed, but it's also just a little faster. As you can see, it kind of is a little bit more stable as well than Diablo. But yeah, not bad for the Rimac, taking the number 4 spot. Now at the number 3 spot, we have the Mosler MT900S. Now this was actually one of the fastest cars in Forza Horizon 4 up until they added the Ferrari 599 XX Evo. And yeah, it's still one of the fastest cars in this game as well. This is actually the 3rd fastest car, with potential to actually be the fastest car in the game. And the reason why I say that is because there are different ways that you can drive this car. This is one of the cars that benefits the most from bouncing on the ground with the front end and also even just popping a wheelie. This car speeds up more instead of slowing it down. So it's a little bit weird with the driving physics of this car, but if you can get it to do that, you're pretty much golden, and it can definitely go over 300 miles an hour. If you just drive it straight up, it's not going to be as fast, but I'm going to put this at the number 3 spot on purpose just because of that. I don't want to put it much higher because it's not very consistent with how you get this thing to hop up and bounce and stuff like that. There's like little spots on the highway where you can get it to kind of hop up and all that. Again, it's all to do with, first of all, it's a little bit to do with luck and a little bit to do with chance, but you kind of have to find the best ways to drive on the highway and stuff like that. So it's, like I said, it's not very consistent, but if you can do it properly, then you will be able to get this car to go over 300 miles an hour. But as of right now, I haven't actually experienced that, and I'll show you guys what the actual speed for this car is. Again, like I said, best way to do it is in free roam. That'll be the best way you can have the most amount of speed going over this roundabout. And you change to a car that has really good handling. Oh my god. You change to a car that has really good handling, and then you swap back to this thing. And then and only then you'll be able to get full potential of all of these cars. And you'll be able to see. But as you can see, all the little hops on the highway are so much more intense when you're doing it in this car. And it actually helps the car so much more. So anything that you can find on the highway that'll bring your front up off the ground a little bit will genuinely help you to gain more speed. So it's a bit of a weird car, but it's cool the way it works. Also, there's like little things that I've noticed with this car is when you go down the hill, if you clip like the curb here where the grass is right in the center, you will actually end up getting like 1 or 2 extra miles an hour. It's the weirdest thing ever. So again, it's a stupid little like thing, right? That just happens. .294, I think I can do. I've done like 296 with it. There's 295 confidently. Like I said, if you clip like even just a little bit of the grass here, just as long as you're lifting that front end up off the ground a little bit. See, because if you're not doing it, it didn't do it. Does that make sense? So that's why I'm putting this car at number 3, because there's little ways you can get this car to be a little bit faster than the Rimac. So it's just such a weird thing. Such a weird thing with this car. It's so odd the way it's built like this, where I'm gonna get rid of all these. Oh no, it brings the markers back, really? I guess, see, there you go. Like in free roam you wouldn't have that issue. So yeah, I'm gonna confidently say that this hits 295 a little bit better than the oh, I was hoping to hit the C296 there. Again, like I said, if you somehow manage to get this thing on the side here, it'll squeeze out 296 as well for you. But again, all the hops on the highway and stuff like that, you can get this thing to go even faster than that if you can try find all the little places where the car bounces off the ground or it lifts the front up slightly. So again, that's why this car is making it at the number 3 spot. Now at the number 2 spot, we have, well, you can see the number 1 spot as well, which is the Esco, or the Jesco, however you want to pronounce it. But the number 2 spot goes to the Hennessy Venom F5. Now, this car actually became very, very useful back when the Hot Wheels expansion came out. And it was an unbelievable car to use there. There's so many different events that this was better than the Koenigsegg 4. Due to the fact that I don't think it was sinking into the ground as much, and it kept the speed up a little bit more. So I did not mean to do that, and it was just overall a much better car. But as you can see, those are the stats for it. It's still a very, very good top speed car, and let's go with it and test it out. Also, with Koenigsegg at the very end, I have something to say, because you will end up seeing some stuff on the maps. And I'll tell you about that as well, but let's just focus on driving this Hennessy Venom. We actually have a different engine this time around. We don't have the silly V12. This one, as you can see, just doesn't really like to turn as much. So it should be an interesting experience trying to go at full throttle over the roundabout and around that corner. So we'll see what that's like. It is very fast. Like really, really fast, this thing. Okay. I should have probably used sim steering, right? I probably could have helped me out a little bit. I'm using normal steering right now. Yeah, I think sim steering probably could have helped me out a little bit for taking some of these corners. Again, like I said, if you want to optimize it, you can do it spot on. Make sure you get like a handling to them before you do any of this. You'll have a better time at reaching your top speeds. Oh my god. Yeah, like I said, handling with this car, not the best. But it wasn't built to handle it, it was built to just drive fast in a straight line. We'll keep that. It's already over 300 miles an hour. Already. Already over 300 miles an hour. I'm gonna try to keep it as smooth as I possibly can. It's a steady 306. It just stays at 306. Pretty ridiculous car though. It's just 305, 306. I haven't actually tested out to see if this car also benefits from lifting up. Okay, that didn't help. That kind of made it worse because I had to turn. Alright, down the hill we go. 307. It is 307. 307 is the fastest that I've done with this car. I think it can go a little bit quicker again if you have a better run up at the very beginning and you keep your speed up. But 307, by the looks of things, is the fastest that I can get it to go at this moment in time. Again, putting this thing at the number 2 spot. Very convincingly 307 as well. It just stays there for a little bit, but I think you can definitely get this thing to go a little bit quicker. Like I said, if you have a better run up at the very beginning, and you can keep your speed up a little bit more as you're getting to that point where you start going downhill. So, that wasn't too bad. Let's move on to the number 1 car, which of course we know is the Koenigsegg Jesko, or Jesko. That thing has been the fastest car in the game since the game came out. Like, that is the car, right? If you want to go and do anything top speed related, that is the car. We've had many different iterations of it. I've made tunes on this car as well in the past, and it's just it's been amazing every single time. Yeah, jump tunes as well and all that sort of stuff. This car is just perfect for all that sort of stuff that you need to drive fast in. So, Koenigsegg Jesko. Everybody should be able to get one of these things. It's been in the game forever. I mean, there's no actual DLC or anything like that cars here. I think you can just get all of these cars anyway. I think maybe 1 or 2 of them. I don't know if the Diablo was a car pass car. I don't even know, to be completely honest with you guys. But I'm pretty sure all these cars are attainable anyway from everyone. And yeah, what I wanted to say with this car is when the Hot Wheels expansion came out, they actually ended up changing the handling physics or the driving physics of some of the cars in this game, if not all of the cars in this game. That's why you're actually going to see that my personal best on this is a 323 mile an hour speed on the speed trap. I think the fastest this car could go was around, I think a little bit closer to like 340. So you can see people on this leaderboard here that I have that are doing over 320, even over 330 miles an hour. You can't do that anymore. Unfortunately, the cars themselves don't go that speed anymore. They ended up changing the update that they made to the cars where they could go that speed, and they brought them back down again, and I think they made them worse than the first time around. I'm pretty sure before, at the very beginning, I was able to get like 316, 317, something like that. I don't really remember, to be honest with you. It was so long ago. But like I said, they ended up changing the cars themselves, so they were able to go faster once the Hot Wheels expansion came out, and then they just patched them again, and now they can't go that fast anymore. But this still is the king. Like, the Jesko is still up there, and it's still able to do crazy speeds. And the thing is, though, its car is so good that it can do it off-road as well. There's so many events that I've ended up using this car for, like PR stunts and stuff like that. And you'd use this car to do a load of different stuff. Not only just driving fast in a straight line, but doing jumps, driving off-road, doing all sorts of stuff like that. It's just such a good overall car. It definitely deserves its number 1 spot. It definitely does. It's just so... Okay, well, I fully went off the road and couldn't turn. Let's try not to do that. This also suffers the fate of the... of these cars where you can see how much faster it is. I can't hold it flat out. It's impossible. It's impossible to hold it flat out. I'm gonna try my best though, but oh, If I could just grip up again there, right at the very end. Nah, not like that. Yeah, I need to be doing like much higher speeds here. I need to already be doing like 300 miles an hour, I think, when I go around the corner. Then and only then I'll be able to get full potential of this car. But the thing is though, it accelerates so quickly and it's fine. Keep this. I'll keep that. Let's just keep that. See what happens. Let's see what happens. I think I'll still get the speed that I was getting yesterday as well, but I just don't think I'll be able to go faster than that. So there you go. This stays basically the same as the Hennessy at around 305, 306. This actually benefits a little bit more if you end up having the gear ratios like this, the way they're like on this car. Whereas the Venom doesn't seem to want to have longer gear ratios. Like I said, all of these cars have been tested meticulously and the best way possible on the highway here, so everything should be able to be as optimized as possible. 310 miles an hour. I want to try to do one more run with this thing and try not to mess up the start of it. Wait, I can't do that. I'll just restart it. So 310 miles an hour. Post this car at the #1 spot. Well, it looks like 310 it is for today. I don't think I can get this thing to go any faster right now. Yeah, 310. We'll keep it at 310. Still making it the fastest car in this game. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more videos like this on the channel, then of course subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed it, and yeah, try all the cars out for yourselves. Share codes should have been up on the screen for each one of these cars. Now, like I said, if you want to make this thing as optimized as possible, if you want to get a higher top speed than I did, which pretty much I think all of these cars, maybe except for the Diablo, is actually able to do. Basically, like I said, just get a handling tune, hop over onto free roam, do basically what I'm doing here, and try to get yourself around the roundabout and then back onto the road again. And again, with a handling tune, this should be much easier. And then you hop on the straight, and you should be going much faster here. You should be going like 300 miles an hour already by the time you get to that point. With a lot of these really fast cars. So that's what I'm trying to say here. There's different ways to do it. There's actually little bugs and little exploits where you can like drop your FPS or cap your FPS at like 48 frames per second, and it'll make your cars go faster. Like, there's stuff like that I didn't include in this video, and I don't really want to do any of that because I feel like it's just such a hassle to do all that sort of stuff and learn how to use it and all that. Anyway, regardless, that's it for today's video. Try the cars out for yourselves, and yeah, that was pretty much it for today. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.